Hey, what's up, guys? This is my spoiler review of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 film. I can go into a lot more detail than I did yesterday, which I'm very much enjoying doing. Like I said, guys, spoilers. If you don't want to watch this video, I would stop now. And for anyone else who's still here, let's get started. Right, I'll start off by saying I speculated a lot before this film came out, and Gwen Stacy's death, I called it. I knew it would happen, especially since Mark Webb invited the creator of The Night Gwen Stacy Died comic series to the premiere. It seemed a little bit too obvious, and yeah, Gwen Stacy, her death was horrific. Considering it's kind of a kids movie, it was kind of horrific. And if anyone's wondering about the Spider-Man costume, which I'm assuming 100% of my audience is, kinda, Spider-Man review, Spider-Man costume, you get the idea. And let me start by saying we do see Norman Osborn in this film as well, and I'm going to make a separate video about Norman Osborn and what might have happened to him. I have some speculations about that, so I will make a separate video to that. Right. Basically, guys, a lot of things people will have speculated over this past year. Some things have come true, some haven't. Like I said, Gwen Stacy's death was the obvious one. Harry Osborn, Dane DeHaan's Harry Osborn. As we know, Norman Osborn was dying since the first film, but we don't know why he was dying. And there were some pictures of Harry Osborn, like some still pictures before the film came out. And it looked like he had a disease of some sort. And we knew that Harry Osborn was dying, but like I said, we didn't know what of. Well, in the film, it's explained by Norman Osborn on his deathbed that the Osborns have a disease. I can't remember what it was called, you'd have to watch the film for that. But all Osborns have it, which is what Norman Osborn was dying of, and now Harry Osborn is dying of the same disease, but Harry is looking to cure himself. And you'll see why the Goblin bit came into that later on. Now, the start of the film, you see Richard and Mary Parker, Peter Parker's parents, on a plane, and Richard is uploading some data to a place called Roosevelt, which everyone is quite confused, was quite confused about, but it gets explained, which I'll move on to now. Roosevelt was actually a secret underground train station, which Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker, went to in secret to find out exactly what happened to his father, because Norman Osborn actually made a web of lies. Web, haha. But yeah, Norman Osborn basically spun a web of lies about Peter's father, calling him a traitor, and he just ran away just wanting the money, and that was it. But that wasn't the issue. The genetically engineered spiders in Oscorp were actually created by Richard Parker, and the venom of those spiders was supposed to be able to cure disease and, allow people to self-heal as Spider-Man can. And you actually find out that the human DNA that the spiders used the human DNA used in the spiders was actually that of Richard Parker himself, which explains why the spider bite didn't kill Peter but worked on him, because the actual genetic, it had to be someone out of Richard Parker's bloodline, aka Peter Parker, that could only get bitten by the spiders and live. And yeah, that's basically it on that, guys. And Max Dillon, Jamie Foxx in the film, like I said in my non-spoiler review yesterday, he was absolutely fantastic. You know, you really feel sorry for Max Dillon in this film, as you're supposed to. You know, he's stepped on, no one likes him, and his apparent death when he again, major spoiler here, guys, when he falls into a vat of electric eels, you know, we're supposed to believe that he's dead, but that's how he becomes Electro, which is fairly obvious. And to start off with, you know, Max doesn't know what's happened to him, and, you know, he's not actually trying to harm anyone. And, you know, at the start of the film, Spider-Man, well, yeah, it is the start of the film, Spider-Man, you know, saves Max Dillon, and, you know, Max Dillon then idolizes him completely. And basically, you know, when Max Dillon becomes Electro, Spider-Man, obviously, because he looks different, doesn't realise who he actually is. And, you know, Max doesn't like being forgotten because it makes him feel, you know, horrible, you know, unneeded. And after Spider-Man said he didn't realise who he was, you know, the part of Max Dillon then died and Electro was born. And, you know, that's when Electro decided to kill Spider-Man after that. And that's what I'll say on Electro, guys. And Ravencroft Prison, which after the Times Square fight Electro ends up in, you know, that's... a lot of people speculated that in the trailer, when we saw, you know, Doc Ock's arms, Vulture's wings, that was actually in Ravencroft Prison, but that wasn't. What that is a secret underground facility at Oscorp, which I will come back to later because that's big to the plotline. Ravencroft Prison is actually where some of the most dangerous villains, hence Electro, are held. And I think Alexei, you know, the Rhino, let's just call him the Rhino, I can't pronounce his real name. I'm sure that's where he was held. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't go off that. But yeah, that's basically it about Ravencroft, guys, and I'll add one more thing. Electro, we saw a picture of Electro held in some kind of chamber, and what that is, it nullifies him. He can't do anything when he's in that chamber, which is, you know, fairly obvious. Again, it's a prison. Right, that's all I'll say on Ravencroft, guys. Right, getting back to the underground facility at Oscorp, it was called the Secret Projects, I think, which is things Oscorp are doing in secret, which even Harry Osborn didn't know about. And after Norman's apparent death, I'm not 100% sure, like I said, I will make a video tomorrow with a few speculations towards that. Yeah, after Norman Osborn's, let's say, disappearance, Harry finds out about the secret projects bit, and apparently everything, the board had put down that everything in the secret projects had been approved by Harry Osborn, but Harry had absolutely no idea. And to find out, like, you know, Harry gets kicked out of Oscorp, you know, he gets framed for apparently, you know, he gets framed for apparently approving the secret projects and dangerous weapons and that, which again he had no idea of. So Harry gets kicked out of Oscorp, which then makes him go towards Ravencroft Prison to break out Electro, because he finds the hologram of what happened to Max Dillon, which Oscorp tried to hide away. So yeah, Harry goes to Ravencroft Prison to try and break out Electro, which he succeeds, but Electro's not 100% on working for Harry Osborn, as, you know, he's an Osborn, and, you know, the Osborns kind of treated him like trash. So Electro's not 100% on working for him, but eventually it all works out. Electro ends up getting Harry back into Oscorp, and one of the main board of directors that takes over after Harry gets kicked out of Oscorp, you know, Harry pulls a gun on him and takes him down to the secret projects, and again we can see Vulture's wings, Doc Ock's arms, but there is one thing that annoys quite a lot of people. What the hell happened to the symbiote? Because we see Rhino's suit at that particular bit, you know, which is where the symbiote should have been, and I just think, what the hell happened to the symbiote? But I will go into another video explaining that, and I'm sure some people on YouTube already have. But yeah, Harry finds out that the spider venom is still in Oscorp, which is down in this secret projects area, and yeah, he ends up taking this spider's venom, which he thinks is going to heal him, but which is why he turns into Goblin in the first place. And I left out someone here, you know, Andrew Garfield goes to Harry Osborn as Spider-Man because Harry, you know, wants Spider-Man's blood. And, you know, Spider-Man says, I can't give you my blood, you know, it might kill you, what if we're not the same blood type, which is, you know, completely understandable. And, yeah, that's basically it on that. And, you know, that's Harry Osborn becoming Green Goblin due to the spider venom. So he uses this military-grade war suit and the, you know, glider, which is, you know, it looks absolutely amazing. You know, the finished product looks absolutely amazing because we never really saw the finished product. And yeah, that then leads to, you know, the power plant fight with Electro, because, you know, Harry Osborn says, you know, after Electro helps him into Oscorp, the grid is yours. You know, which leads to the power plant fight. Then after, you know, Electro's beaten, you know, I'm not going to tell you how he gets beaten because I don't want to spoil, you know, everything. You know, that's when, you know, Green Goblin finds Gwen and takes Gwen up to the clock tower. And, you know, I know there was a lot of death scenes recorded for that, but they used the one that was in the film because it was a little more family friendly, but personally I don't believe it because it was pretty brutal the way she died, but I'm not going to tell you how. And you know, Andrew Garfield's acting when Gwen died is absolutely brilliant. He does the emotional bits very, very well. And yeah, again, you know, 10 out of 10, 5-star film, absolutely fantastic movie. You know, if anyone stayed to watch this due to even the spoilers, you know, thank you. You know, please like, rate, subscribe to help my channel grow. You know, I will be making either a what the hell video tomorrow for some what the hell moments, or I will be making a video on what happened to Norman Osborn. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm off.